Hello and welcome back to WhiteLinesFootball. Lewis again here today, back for the next episode of Lewis's Lounge. And it's a very quick turnaround from the last one, but today we're going to be reacting to England's 23-man World Cup squad. The squad was named yesterday by Gareth Southgate. No preliminary squad, just a straight up 23-man squad. And I've got it right here in front of me. All we're using for light is my phone, a lamp and some candles, but let's get into it. So we're going to start off by reading the squad. 3 goalkeepers: Jack Butland, Jordan Pickford, Nick Pope. Defenders: Gary Cahill, Phil Jones, Harry Maguire, John Stones, Kieran Trippier, Kyle Walker, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Danny Rose and Ashley Young, if you want to count him as a defender, which he's probably going as. Midfielders: Eric Dyer, Jordan Henderson, Fabian Delph, Jesse Lingard, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Dele Alli, Raheem Sterling. And then forwards: Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Jamie Vardy and Danny Welbeck. And on standby we have Tom Heaton, James Tarkowski, Lewis Cook, Jake Livermore and Adam Lallana. So I think the way to summarise that squad is for every Joe Hart there is a Danny Welbeck, and by that I mean for every sort of disinclusion where Gareth Southgate sort of got the balls to drop someone, he's then included someone that he really shouldn't have included. So out of that squad, mine knows, but I think probably knows Danny Welbeck. I think a lot of people are in agreement that Danny Welbeck probably shouldn't be in the squad. You know, the likes of Ryan Sessegnon, etc. haven't been included. Danny Welbeck has, but we'll get on to other people in a minute. I don't think I'd have included Ruben Loftus-Cheek, but I don't think it's the end of the world. You know, I think it's interesting and it's funny actually how he was the one sent out alone by Chelsea. Then the 2 other English midfielders that they had, Danny Drinkwater and Ross Barkley, couldn't get in the squad or even on standby. But yeah, I don't think I'd have included him, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Gary Cahill, I wouldn't have included him. I think there are much better centre-backs out there, like James Tarkowski, who's on the standby list. Phil Jones, wouldn't have included him, and Ashley Young as well. Yeah, in terms of centre-backs, I have quite varying views on the centre-backs for England. I think James Tarkowski should have gone. I think, Dyer and Walker have gone as sort of people that can play centre-backs. I know Walker's probably going to play centre-back in a back 3, if it's back 4 he wouldn't, but you know what I mean, he's sort of gone as a centre-back that's not a centre-back, the same as Eric Dyer. And then you've got Stones and Maguire, who are probably the first choice centre-backs, and then you've got the likes of Jones and Cahill there. But I think I would have gone Tarkowski. Then you've got the likes of, I really like Ben Mee. I think he should have had a chance. I really like Ben Gibson, but he wasn't going to go play in the Championship. I think Jamal Lascelles should have gone. He's been really good for Newcastle. Been really solid in that team. But there we go. And then in terms of Ashley Young, I have personal reasons why I don't like Ashley Young. Obviously, he dived at Priestfield a while back when he was playing for Aston Villa. But he's been okay for Manchester United. He can play right back, left back, on the wing. There's no doubt, and he's been alright. I think notable inclusions that I'm really happy with, apart from the obvious, like the Canes, is Nick Pope, which leads on to another story in a minute. I'm happy with Trent Alexander-Arnold's inclusion. I think he's done really, really well for Liverpool. I don't know if you need necessarily take 3 right backs. I know Walker's going to go as a centre back, but it's good for Alexander-Arnold. A good inclusion, and Fabian Delph as well, because he wasn't in the recent squads. I'm happy he's gone. He's been good for Manchester City. Play centre midfield, play left back. He's a good player. The notable misses now. Joe Hart is the first one. Obviously, we found out the day before that he wouldn't be included in the squad. Jack Wilshere as well, who's had some laughs on Instagram about it with Joe Hart. But yeah, the reason I'm happy with Nick Pope's inclusion is because Joe Hart wasn't there. I think it was needed. Jack Wilshere is incredible. I think he should have gone. Even be on the standby. You've got Jake Livermore there on the standby, and Jack Wilshere's nowhere near the squad. You be the judge of that. Ryan Sessegnon, it was talked about rumours that he might be on the standby list, but it wasn't to be. Next season, I think there's no doubt he'll be playing in the Premier League, whether it's for Fulham or someone else. But yeah, maybe a bit too early for him. Ryan Bertrand is another one. So obviously he was the first/second choice left back for England for a while, and Ashley Young's been preferred over him. Obviously, Bertrand not on the standby list either, so it's unfortunate for him and ex-Gills face as well. And John Joe Shelvey as well, big fan of his. I think his passing range is key. Could have had a good link up with Vardy, but again, it wasn't to be. People talk about temperament issues. I think that's a problem. I think he's had like 1 card since December or something like that. But again, it wasn't to be. There was, so obviously the day before the squad was announced and the day of the squad being announced, there were rumours flying around like, oh, journalists tweeting this, tweeting that. 1 minute Cahill's not in, the next minute he's in, etc. And one name was being spoken about because of Sky Sports was Leon Bailey, obviously the Bayern Leverkusen winger from Jamaica. I think his adoptive grandparents have a British passport. I think I'm right in saying that. And people are saying he's legible for England, but biologically he's not. He's not legible for England, so he couldn't have been there. But I think just before the squad was announced, he put something about a lion, a humble lion, I think it was, on Instagram. So everyone was talking about it, which would have been really, really good. You know, imagine a front three of Bailey, Kane and Sterling, but we're not going to see him in an England shirt. Also, we're going to talk about who's going to be the captain. I think there are 4 main candidates. Obviously, Gareth Southgate doesn't have a permanent captain. I think Harry Kane is maybe not the favourite, but he's up there. I think the favourite probably is Jordan Henderson. And I think you've got Eric Dyer and Gary Cahill as well. I think the thing that's going to limit Cahill, he's not going to play. He's not going to be first choice, I don't think. Eric Dyer, you know, Dyer or Kane would be my choice, because I think they're both guaranteed starters in my books. I don't know if Southgate will start them, because I feel like Southgate is going to prefer Henderson over Dyer in that midfield role. But we'll get onto that in a minute. But I think the captain will be Jordan Henderson, but Harry Kane will be second in line, I think. So we'll get on to my England 11 for the World Cup. I did a BBC Sport thing, picking my 11 out of the squad. Obviously, out of the 11 I did on Lewis's Lounge on the previous video. I'll put the link to that in the description. I think there's 3 players missing from that 11 that aren't even in the squad. I think they are Mikel Antonio, Ben Mee, who is injured, and Jack Wilshere. So they're not even in the squad. But my squad now, out of the 11, I'd go over 4-2-3-1. Jordan Pickford would be my goalkeeper. Apologies if you can hear my dog barking. Jordan Pickford would be my goalkeeper over Jack Butland. Kyle Walker right back. Harry Maguire, John Stones centre back. Danny Rose left back as a solid back 4. Eric Dyer there sitting, and Jordan Henderson sitting with him, but you know, a little bit more freedom on the ball. And then Raheem Sterling, Dele Alli, Marcus Rashford and Harry Kane. So that'll be my 11, but I think it's pretty obvious that Southgate's going to go with 3-5-2. I think that's shown by his previous selections. I think it's shown by the fact that he's taken 3 natural right backs to the World Cup. I think he'll probably go with Pickford in goal. I do. I think he's going to go Trippier right wing back, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Harry Maguire. He's going to go Danny Rose, and I think he's going to go Jordan Henderson sitting. And then I think he was setting up to go with Lingard and Oxlade-Chamberlain, but now obviously Oxlade-Chamberlain is injured for the World Cup. You know, could it be Lingard and Delph? Could it be Lingard and Ali? I don't know. Will he adapt? We'll wait and see. And obviously it'll be Sterling and Kane in that forward role if he does go with the 2. You know, like he did in the most recent friendlies. Sterling probably playing just off Kane in that front 2. But there we go. That's the squad. I think, like I said before, it's, you know, for every Joe Hart that's been dropped and everyone's celebrating that he's shown the balls to drop a goalkeeper that's not been very good this season, there is Danny Welbeck, because it's interesting how Danny Welbeck's in there. You know, he's not been playing much for Arsenal. You know, it's a weird one, but that's how it is. I don't think Danny Welbeck played that much of a role in the World Cup, but he has done okay for England. He's done okay in Europe, so maybe that's behind Southgate's thinking. But I think it was quite a surprise to most fans to see him in there. But this World Cup squad, we'll go to the game. We'll start off against Tunisia, and we'll go to Russia and see how we do. You know, I think quite a few fans are a little bit excited because Southgate's got like a fresh approach with a new system, and that he's not doing the same thing as previous managers. But we'll see how it goes, because of course England do often let us down. But we'll see. Commonly 3 Lions and England. So if you do agree with this World Cup squad, if you agree with my 11 now, let me know in the comments down below. Comment whatever you want, really. Follow everything in the description. Tweet me at LIC_Brandon at WhiteLinesMedia. Like the video, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and come on you England. See you next time. Goodbye.